Hello, everybody, and welcome to a product review of ethlyte Crypto. ethlyte Crypto, whose link is in the description below, is an uncensorable, distributed, decentralized cryptocurrency. It's peer-to-peer, it's borderless, it has all the requirements of being proper cryptocurrency. It is an ERC20 token, which means it is derived from that Ethereum blockchain code originally, and it serves as a cryptocurrency for the unbanked. And in case you haven't heard, there is a lot of news about ethlyte happening. Not so much in the typical news, but there is a lot happening within the ethlyte community. For instance, ethlyte has recently launched itself. Its own wallet is available for Google Play, right? If you have an Android, you can download the ethlyte wallet. The ethlyte crypto wallet lets you store, send, receive, exchange all your favorite cryptocurrencies, from Bitcoin to Ethereum to, of course, ethlyte, to stablecoins like Paxos and USDT, etc., USDC. Also Monero and other coins like that, and plenty of ERC20 tokens. So, you can do quite a lot with that particular wallet, and it is available entirely freely on the ethlyte Play Store. So again, the link to that is in the description. It's a really fantastic wallet because it's fast, it's reliable, it's cryptographically signed and safe and validated. So, it is a great, safe way for people to transfer or use cryptocurrency, right? You can exchange essentially between stablecoins and your favorite cryptos right on the wallet. That makes it incredibly valuable in real time wherever you are, because you don't have to run around and try to find some website that will exchange your crypto for fiat or whatever, or for some stablecoin. It's just, like any good exchange, except this is actually on your wallet, right? Other functionality of an exchange type are in development, but for now, what it does let you do is it lets you store, send, receive, and exchange right on the wallet. So that's very, very convenient. And also, it's incredibly fast. And oh, by the way, did I mention that the transaction fees are free? There are none. ethlyte does not charge you transaction fees when you're using its wallet, at all, in fact. There are, if you're exchanging between other cryptocurrencies, of course, those cryptocurrencies will take miner fees and all these other things, for mining, etc., or for whatever they charge fees for. But ethlyte itself, transaction free. And why is that? Well, very simply, as we said, ethlyte is designed and built and deployed for the unbanked, right? And unlike other um, websites or projects that claim to be for the unbanked, whether it's Libra or some other project that says it's going to be for the unbanked. The fact is they're not going to be, right? I mean, if Libra is going to be for the unbanked, just as a question, why will they not be able to actually serve people where the unbanked mostly live? Like, they are specifically not going to be allowed in those countries. They've already been effectively banned by those countries, and more are adding themselves onto the pile, like France, which wants to ban the Libra and, in fact, ban it from all of Europe, not just France. And there's a reason for that, because Libra is, an entity that is essentially created by Facebook and 28 of its fabulously fantastic friends. And that is meeting a lot of resistance with regulators around the world who fear a giant like Facebook having control over such enormous amounts of fiat/crypto, right? So, the fact is, a lot of those big, fancy sort of PR campaigns that you hear touting those kinds of projects, and there are others out there who similarly have made a big splash with their claim to be for the unbanked. The fact is, the only cryptocurrency that's actually deployed anything of use to date that you can, in your pocket, actually use if you are unbanked and you don't have KYC and you don't have that functionality and you don't have a traditional credit score and you don't have traditional access to financial markets and maybe you don't even have a cell phone. Maybe you don't even have internet access. But guess what? You can still use ethlyte crypto, right? You can still do smart contracts with ethlyte crypto. I mean, I love Bitcoin. Don't get me wrong. You guys know I love Bitcoin. But Bitcoin has no smart contracts, right? Also, Bitcoin takes a lot longer to send transactions. So really, it's not practical yet for buying a cup of coffee. Maybe it will be in the future. Maybe it won't be. That's really moot. But Bitcoin is wonderful from many respects, but it is not capable of doing things like smart contracts. And with smart contracts, there are many, many financial services that unbanked people suddenly have access to that they literally could not have access to before. Right now, without having to do all the KYC stuff that they have to do in traditional systems, where they don't even have access in the first place, and in addition to not having to have banking access and everything else that's required, I mean, you don't even need a phone. You don't even need internet access. You can go onto an internet device from someone else, right? You can sign up in an internet cafe, or you can, write down your keys literally on a piece of paper, which is probably the best way to write them down. And you can also just memorize your private keys, right? If you have what they call a brain wallet, that is without a question the best kind of wallet to have, because nobody can steal away something that you know and no one else does, and it's not written down anywhere, right? So a lot of people, who have good memories, obviously, like to memorize their keys, and that way they don't have to worry about, do I need to buy a hardware wallet or a whatever wallet? But if, like the other 99% of the people on the planet, you don't feel like remembering those 24 secret words, you can always store them safely, and safely offline, of course. And the ethlyte wallet itself is, rated very high and secure. It's top security. It's world-class encryption. It's the whole deal. So, enough about the wallet. What else is going on with ethlyte crypto? Well, I'll tell you. You may not have heard, but ethlyte has actually been sticking to its roadmap, right? And one of the things on its roadmap for this quarter, actually last quarter, and it achieved it, was to launch on an exchange. And ethlyte has done that. You can now trade ethlyte against Ethereum, right? On Etherflyer. If you go to the Etherflyer exchange, which again, link in the description below. If you check out the Etherflyer exchange right there, you can trade ethlyte with Ethereum. They even have a HODL competition and a trading competition for ethlyte on the Etherflyer platform. There was even an airdrop at some point for ethlyte via the Etherflyer platform, and there is still an ongoing airdrop right on the ethlyte website. And again, these are extremely rare coins, ethlyte coins. There are a maximum of 10 million ethlyte, and that number is going to be reduced after a burn, right? After a significant burn, when all is said and done and the airdrops are all over and the next phases of the crypto are in place, the scheduled burn will reduce the max supply from 10 million to a lower number. It might even be significant, right? So even at 10 million, it is an extremely rare coin. Does scarcity give value? Well, if the technology behind it is good and the people that use it find it to be of value and they find it to be useful, then yes, scarcity does provide value. Why? Because there's a limited set of ethlyte in the world, right? And that limited set of ethlyte will not ever grow. There will never be 20 million, 30 million, 100 billion ethlytes. It just won't happen. Which means that over time, right, as interest in ethlyte grows, but the amount of it remains the same, guess what happens to the price? Again, not financial advice, but that is what happens in economics, right? If you have a limited supply and you have a high demand, typically the price goes up, right? Just as the opposite would be true. If you have an almost unlimited supply and there's low demand, or even if you have an unlimited supply and there's high demand, but you still have unlimited supply, then the price can be very reasonably maintained at a very low price. But that's not the case here. We have a scarce coin that provides utility with its wallet and other applications currently in development and in testing, etc. And you have a store of value because it is a cryptocurrency that can store value over time. And you put those pieces together and you have a world in which the number of people is increasing, the number of ethlyte is not increasing, the use of cryptocurrency is increasing, right? We see an all-time high in hash rates for different coins, including the big one, Bitcoin, right? Is an all-time high in terms of hash rate and network power. And what does that mean? That means that Bitcoin and other cryptos that are also similarly experiencing all-time high network hash rates, they are at their all-time most secure, which means that it has never been safer to use cryptocurrency than it is right now because there's more computers securing the network and validating transactions than there has ever been. Right? Ultimately, that is what cryptocurrency servers, miners, nodes, that's what they're doing. Right? They're securing the network by the very fact that they're validating transactions. Right? That's what secures the network. It makes sure that the blockchain is correct always. That's the whole purpose. Right? So, can ethlyte's value continue to grow as the utility continues to grow, right? Well, what of the utility? Well, I've already mentioned the wallet. That's very useful. Of course, trading itself is a utility, right? That is probably the most popular utility of any crypto right now is the trading of it. And now you can trade ethlyte, like I said. So yes, it scores 2 for 2 on the utility value right there, the utility and functionality of it. But there's more utility coming down the road, right? Something to keep in mind again is that ethlyte is one of, if not the only, crypto project that I know of. If anybody else knows of one like it that meets the following requirements, please, please, please write a comment below. I'd love to know of any other crypto that has done the following thing. And that following thing is stick to your schedule, stick to your roadmap. Right? Crypto is notorious for lagging behind, being slow to develop, being hard and difficult, etc. It's not easy, right? Blockchain tech is not easy. And yet somehow, through dedication, a lot of perspiration, a lot of perseverance, ethlyte crypto, from the time it was conceived until today, has stuck to its roadmap and its timeline and has delivered every month, every quarter, and every year. Right? ethlyte's now around since 2017. It was doing a lot of research and development in the beginning, according to the roadmap, as it should have, and then product testing, product design, product evolution, all kinds of different work was done for that. A little bit of testing for developing the community was done as well in terms of we did some efforts with content and getting the word out about what it is that ethlyte is and organic reach to get out to people through videos and podcasts and other things, articles, and we see that basically every step of the way, until the time that until now, we've rolled out the wallet on time. We rolled out the trading on a crypto exchange on time. Not only that, not only is ethlyte a decentralized KYC free crypto, you don't have to submit KYC to use it. You can also trade it without KYC, right? This is truly a cryptocurrency that is of the people, by the people, for the people, right? Etherflyer, in case I didn't mention, is a decentralized exchange. right? So, and oh, by the way, that means that in the truest sense and the truest spirit of cryptocurrencies, you can trade Ethereum with ethlyte, right, at your whim, whenever you want, without having to do all of that other stuff that some people can't do because they don't have the necessary paperwork. It's that simple, right? I mean, if you live in, some place where there just isn't a lot of infrastructure or resources that you might need to get all those kind of papers, um, you might find it's very hard to fill out proper KYC, and not for any reason of your own design or bad will or anything like that, or malicious intent or anything like that. It's pure innocent people who just don't have the resources available to them because they're not evenly distributed throughout the world. They're not even proportionally distributed around the world. If they were, well, we wouldn't be in this mess, because if things were proportionally distributed, there is more than enough abundance to go around for the entire planet. But the fact is, people are not evenly distributing things or proportionally distributing things. And that's why we have these situations. And that's why cryptocurrency is a great solution, right? Because cryptocurrency frees you of all of the fiat requirements that traditional governments and traditional systems will make upon you. If you want to use their fiat, you obviously have to, submit to their regulations and restrictions. And if you want to use cryptocurrencies that are in a regulated market or through a regulated device or instrument, then of course you have to submit to that. And as well you should, because you're playing with regulated markets and that's part of their requirements. But if you don't have access to those things, and yet you still want to go forward in the world and make your own way and find your financial freedom, well, cryptocurrencies like ethlyte crypto are basically a solution. Right? And when you think about it, it makes perfect sense to use ethlyte crypto if you're looking for the kind of financial flexibility that you can get from it and that you cannot get from traditional fiat. Right? Now, again, ethlyte crypto is very much designed for people who don't have access to KYC and traditional financial systems. But guess what? That doesn't mean it's not used by people who have all that access too. Because again, there's no transaction fees. Right? You're not paying massive amounts when you're transacting in ethlyte. You're paying nothing. When was the last time you moved a dollar from one account to another for nothing? When was the last time you moved a euro from one account to another for nothing? Right? It doesn't happen. There's no such thing because everyone takes fees. Guess what? ethlyte was designed for people who don't have traditional banking access and had that perfectly in mind. And that's why we decided no transaction fees. At this time, no, that's it. No, that's the decision that was made. And so, yeah, you can literally transact ethlyte with no fees. So, whereas Ripple or XRP, claims to be a cryptocurrency for the banks by lowering fees immensely, like to well under a fraction of a penny, ethlyte solves that entire problem by saying, well, you don't actually have to have any fees at all for this transaction to work. So it's a little bit of a hidden gem, let's just say that. If you don't know about ethlyte, and now you do, well, guess what? There's still more to know, right? In addition to being traded on a decentralized exchange, ethlyte is entirely driven by the community. And when I mean entirely, I really mean entirely. It is, the community is the lifeblood of ethlyte. Why? Because the community is what helps ethlyte grow. It's the experience that continues to contribute to the greatness that is building up ethlyte's legacy, right? As the leading cryptocurrency designed, built, and deployed and used for and by the unbanked, right? And other people, everyone else, right? You can be unbanked too, by the way, if you want to be, right? Not everybody wants to be banked. A lot of people like being decentralized finance users, right? DeFi users. Right? That's the whole thing about DeFi or AltFi or FinTech. People want to seek other solutions because they are sick and tired. Even people who do have KYC accounts and traditional banking accounts, many of them are just sick and tired of traditional banks. And so they're finding solutions to move elsewhere because they're tired of getting um, taken advantage of, is probably the nicest way I can say it, by systems that don't need to charge them as much as they charge. You know, what are these, MoneyGram? What is MoneyGram? Lets you send money from one place to another. Why do they take such a huge fee? Nobody knows. Swift, why do they take such a huge fee? Nobody knows. I mean, we know the real reason: greed, obviously, corporate interest and greed. And that's why you can't believe when they tell you, oh, XRP is going to be awesome because it's going to lower the wire fees to the average customer to under a penny from like $25. No, it isn't. Who told you that? A banker? Somebody pushing XRP? Like, XRP is great in many ways to let customers transact between accounts for relatively low rates, but that word relatively is important because there's no way the bank is just going to say, oh, you've given us XRP and now we can give our customers all of this money. We don't have to make them pay $25 a transaction or $100 a transaction or $1,000 a transaction in wire fees because now we've given them a cryptocurrency solution that lets them do it for less than a penny. Do you really think banks are going to let you do that? Like, seriously? No. Banks are not going to give up their profit margin when customers have been indoctrinated for 5 decades almost, okay, since like 1970 or something when Swift was invented in the early 70s. There's not, there's no way, okay, that banks are just going to say, oh, let's just forego the billions and trillions of dollars a year that move through Swift, and of which we get a huge chunk as profit, right? You think they're just going to let that go? No, right? They're not going to give that advantage to the customers. The customers, yeah, maybe you'll see a reduction of $1 or $5 in your $20 fee or $25 fee. Maybe they'll reduce it for you a little bit. Oh, thanks to cryptocurrency, your wire doesn't cost $25 anymore. It only costs 15 or 20. That's still a ripoff, right? Banks are not going to give away their profits. They're still going to rip you off. That's just how it is, okay? Um, and again, you might think that banks are not a ripoff. That's fine. Okay, fine. But still, if you're being charged a lot of money for a wire transaction and you don't have a lot of money, guess what? It's hard to do wire transactions. And it costs you and it eats away at profitability. And it's not easy to live like that for a lot of people, right? When you got to send money back to your family, if you're working in some foreign country or whatever it is you're doing with wire transfers, it can be really expensive. And like I said, ethlyte is designed by the community. Even the logo, the ethlyte logo itself is community driven. It's literally created by the community. An artist, a very talented artist among the community. There was a competition, an open competition to make the logo, and various, artists who were in the ethlyte community out of nowhere just started throwing out logos left and right and just, submitting for the contest to win. Why? Because they wanted, first of all, they wanted to have their logo be the logo of a cryptocurrency, which is really awesome that they support. Second of all, there was a prize involved. Hey, why not? Third of all, a little bit of, fame and glory and all that stuff. It's good. But the point is, it was a community project, the logo design, right? And that, by that same token, just in case you're wondering, when the decision was made to launch ethlyte crypto for trading on a decentralized exchange, that decision also involved the community. They were asked beforehand. Why? Because it's incredibly important for ethlyte to be not just something we say we are, but to walk in the footsteps that we claim to be making, right? To walk in our shoes and go that extra mile, right? We are very committed at ethlyte Crypto to living up to the creation of the idea, right, of having a community focused cryptocurrency that does not require you to have a bank, and it doesn't require you to have any specific device, right? You can have any old regular phone and access it. Any old, internet capable phone can access it. And again, you can access it even without having your own internet computer. You can use someone else's, right? Of course, for safety's sake, you should minimize using crypto on other people's devices unless you have a secure way of using them. But again, you can also just remember the keys and they work, right? So on that note, yeah, let's remember that ethlyte Crypto is very much community driven, and that matters a lot to the ethlyte team and to the ethlyte project. Why does it matter? Well, it matters because it is the community that has driven ethlyte to the point where it is now, that has helped it grow to the point where it is now. It's the community that consistently and continuously contributes new and amazing ideas for the cryptocurrency. And it's the community that in the end uses the cryptocurrency and therefore should not be treated as if they are just some lottery ticket holder, like a lot of people are when they buy, other cryptocurrencies, like Ripple or whatever. They think that when they're buying XRP, they're buying Ripple. I don't know who thinks that, but apparently people do. You're not getting Ripple shares when you buy XRP, right? But when you buy ethlyte Crypto, you are getting ethlyte Crypto. Right? We're not selling you mangoes and telling you it's ethlyte Crypto. When you buy ethlyte Crypto, you actually get ethlyte Crypto. Right? You actually get the full functionality of what the entire project was formed for. And again, I'm not trashing XRP or Ripple or anything. I'm really, really not. I actually like XRP in some ways, seriously. Even have a little bag of it, as they say. But it's not a community project. Right? That's the bankers' cryptocurrency. Like that's for sure. That's what their purpose is, and they have a very different model. They're all about the KYC. They're all about all the Vostro accounts, cash being freed up in theory to allow them to invest in other things. Wonderful. Maybe XRP can in some way help banks improve their user experience by 1%. That's great. I don't care about that. That's their project. I'm looking at a real world practical application that you can use today, which actually lets you transact real cryptocurrency with other real cryptocurrencies very easily. And in addition to that, right, there are now other products underway in development for ethlyte. Right, we don't just sit on our hands and do nothing because we released a wallet and we got an exchange. No, guess what? We have more items on the roadmap if you've looked at them. Right, we are developing gift cards. We are developing crypto fiat hybrid debit cards. Right, we are developing microloans, P2P loans, right? Direct loans between users, right? Via the smart contract functionality, and also escrow services and insurance services. And those are massively important, right? If you can have crypto-based or crypto fiat hybrid-based insurance or escrow services using the smart contract functionality of the ethlyte Crypto ERC20 token, well, then guess what? You can save, again, a lot more time, a lot more effort and money by not having transaction fees and by using ethlyte Crypto than you could with other solutions, which are painstakingly slow, hard to verify. You're constantly chasing after errors. You're constantly managing problems. With ethlyte, somebody asked you for a loan. You decide you have it. You decide to give them the loan. You do the loan. It's very simple. Just directly. No problems. Right? That is essentially what we're doing to make this cryptocurrency gain more traction and to have it grow in a marketplace of thousands of competitors, of which, again, dozens at least are pretending to be, or are claiming to be, or maybe even are really, other versions of an unbanked crypto, right? Crypto for the unbanked. But the reality is, very few, if any, are actually deployed without borders in countries right now where many of those other unbanked projects simply cannot go. They cannot serve people in a number of nations where ethlyte Crypto is already deployed and in use, right? Ethlyte Crypto is really borderless. It is really peer-to-peer. You can really try it today. Just go to the website, ethlyte.tech. Again, the link in the description below. And you can go to the airdrop website. You can go grab the wallet. You can join the Telegram, join the Twitter, join the Facebook, follow the YouTube channel, all the social stuff. And definitely, if you're interested in this, just check out the airdrop site. Get yourself a few tokens for free. You will see how amazing this is. Just have a few, get a few free tokens via your airdrop. That's real easy to do. You just go fill out a form. You tell some people, tell your friends about it. And the more people you tell about it, basically, the more tokens you get. That's how it works. The more you tell, the more you share, the more you benefit, right? Because the more you share, the more your friends are going to sign up or your family is going to sign up. And as a result, you get more and more tokens. So again, check out the airdrop. That's, again, the link in the description below. But above all else, even if you just you don't even want the airdrop for some reason, whatever. You're too lazy to fill out a form and share it. I get it. Not everybody wants to share a form to get stuff. That's fine. Even if it's free, it's fine. Just download the app. It's free. Try it out. And see why to me, literally, I call it the fastest crypto wallet I have ever used. And it is. Like, I honestly have never sent crypto, and it's also the fastest exchange. Like, I've literally never exchanged crypto or sent crypto to and fro different addresses as fast as I have with Ethlyte. And I have seen some fast wallets, right? Hardware wallet, software wallet. Okay, Brain Wallet, technically you could argue, is the fastest because you remember your keys. But unless you literally make the transaction in your Brain Wallet faster than a computer can, yeah, that's not likely. So, by far, I know there's other ones that are out there that are fast. I maybe haven't used them, maybe, and there's others that claim to be fast that aren't so fast. And of course, it also depends on, maybe it's my device or who knows what. I don't know, but I don't have the latest, fanciest phone or anything. I just have a normal, regularly, updated telephone, smartphone, and it works great. And yeah, anyway, so try the wallet. It's free. Download it at ethlyte.tech/wallet. Again, link in the description below. So I'm going to leave it on that note because I don't want to drone on too long. I will just say, though, that sticking to the roadmap is very important to Ethlyte. And that's one of the reasons we keep delivering on time and on schedule with what we said we would do. Because that is what matters, right? And every bit of the way that we are capable of delivering what we said we would do, we are doing that, right? And we're not messing that up just because it's inconvenient or some developer says, no, we need more, whatever. No, we have a roadmap, and that roadmap has deliverables, and it has deadlines, and we actually deliver on them. Why? Well, because we put the focus on making sure that those things that we say can and will be done are done. We're not promising you pie in the sky. We're promising you real-world solutions that are actually practical and applicable right now based on existing technology that you do not have to wait months and years for. Projects that do that are frankly ridiculous. I mean, not ridiculous in a bad way, but they're wonderfully aspirational projects that are looking years and years into the future. And if you're investing in the long term in something like that, and you're comfortable with that, that's great. But if, like most investors, you're looking for returns this year, or you're looking for a smart place to put your investment, or you're looking for just an interesting crypto to use. I mean, again, this is not financial advice or anything. This is for your information only. But if you're looking for projects that actually stick to their timelines, right? Well, if you're looking for community that sticks to its timeline, and a project that actually has real community involvement, and a project that actually has real products in the market, and a project that actually has more planned and in development and going well along the way, and it's available for trading on a decentralized exchange in the true spirit of this particular asset class known as cryptocurrency, well, guess what? You found it. Ethlyte Crypto. That's the crypto for people, as far as I'm concerned. That's the one, you know, that's the one that will carry a lot of weight, maybe a lot of it unheralded, but that is the one that will allow millions, if not billions, of people to actually transact without all the headaches of the traditional systems. Cashless payment transactions, right? That's a huge, huge advantage. Fiat crypto hybrid products, another huge advantage. Crypto to crypto products, another huge advantage. When all these things are tied together under one cryptocurrency and are actually available in the real world as they are, well, I think you know what you found. You have found a serious diamond in the rough. That is what ethlyte is, right? The rough being the crypto marketplace. So, on that note, folks, I want to thank you all again for listening. I know I went on a little bit longer than maybe a short video review, but hey, I really do like ethlyte. I live and breathe this stuff. It's amazing, and I hope you all give it a look and a try, and that you tell me what you think. So, until next time, folks, leave a comment, like the video, do all that stuff, and I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day, wonderful, wonderful time, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And until the next video, take care.